What's going on, everybody? This is PackerFan1287 here, starting up a new series on Mondays called Update Mondays. So, to kick things off for this first episode, I just want to go ahead and say this. I know everybody's freaked out because of this coronavirus that's going on around the United States and the world, ultimately. And to be honest, I'm being affected by it too, because I work at McDonald's, as most of y'all know. And it doesn't really add up for me because, our lobby's closed and we're getting less customers. I'm getting less hours. So, for those of you who are out there who are not working that much, just God bless you, and, hopefully that this mess will end soon and all that. As you know, last Tuesday we got hit by an earthquake. If you haven't seen that video's already been up on YouTube for about a week now. That was pretty interesting. And this little update on that, there were reported almost 50 aftershocks from this earthquake. So it was interesting. I mean, I've never experienced one before, but the funny thing is that the road that went right by that area had an avalanche. And that's, if you live in Idaho, you know the area that's between Idaho City and Loman near Banner Summit on State Highway 21. So that is closed. Still, for about a week. They're still clearing up that avalanche that happened. Sorry I didn't get to do the video Friday of the rail fanning, but my mom fell sick and I had other things I had to do, so that really didn't go down. We're going to try again this week, probably on either Wednesday or Thursday, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully we'll catch some good action out on the Nampa subdivision. Another thing to look forward to is the big boy will be coming through here, through Idaho, hopefully sometime this summer, after this whole entire COVID-19 mess, goes away. Schedule hasn't been out yet, but if you're on the Steam page for Union Pacific, you'll get the updates from Ed Dickens, which is the head of the Steam program. Other words, I'm currently collecting all 6 of the Heritage shirts. I have my last 2 coming in next week for the Union Pacific Heritage shirts. So you'll start seeing me wearing those in some of my rail fanning videos. So far I have the Rio Grande, the Western Pacific, the Chicago Northwestern, and the, what else did I get? I forgot now. I got a few of them, just to say the least. And Missouri Pacific, that's the other one. And I get my my MKT and Southern Pacific sometime next week. Other words, doing alright. It's fairly decent outside. There's some pretty severe thunderstorms hanging around towns. First of the year. But it is April, so I mean, it is common. In fact, I just heard thunder out there again. But, other than that, it's going pretty good. And everything's been working so far in a good favor, I should say. Just trying to get to this whole entire coronavirus stuff. It is very stressful. So, another thing, I know a lot of people, don't bring up, church on YouTube a lot. But I will say this, it is very upsetting that, we won't be able to be in church on Easter Sunday. And that is, that is a big thing for me, because I love to be in church on Easter Sunday. That's probably the most important day that I love to be in church. That and the Christmas service, because it's so important. And it's very difficult, because it's such a significant day, and But just don't forget that, Friday through Sunday, 3 very important days in biblical history. Jesus died, rose again. But yeah, other than that, doing okay. A couple other updates on the rail line through here is obviously, the Loram rail grinder just got done. Came through here a few weeks ago, grinding the rails down. I did check out the rail heads. They look wonderful, so congratulations, Loram. You did another nice job. 3rd time I've caught this guy, 1st time on camera, so that video is also up on YouTube if you have not checked that out as well. Another thing about my fan base, I know there's a small band of you guys that watch my videos, and I appreciate the support. I know I'm probably not I'm not, obviously not the, one of the more popular YouTubers out there. But I do want to say this. I do appreciate you fans who have stayed faithful to me, and, I just want to give a big shout out to you guys, to the 12 subscribers that I have on my channel. Thank you for staying with me this whole time. Updates football-wise. I mean, I haven't really done any football updates in a while. So obviously, you know, the NFL draft's going on electronically right now. Some of the big things I want to get into. Obviously, you know, the big one, the really big one that everybody's talking about. Tom Brady, after 18 years, no, sorry, 20 years, 19 years with the Patriots, finally left because Kraft didn't, you know, he couldn't agree with the contract extension with owner Robert Kraft, and he is officially now part of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I kind of see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers probably looking at at least a playoff appearance, the first in a while, I should say. Because if you look at the Tampa Bay offense, I mean, obviously, you know, Jameis Winston hasn't really been that good. He did a fairly good season, 7-9, probably not the best season they've had, but a pretty good, you know, season for the Buccaneers. I see, you know, Tom Brady at least taking them 11-5 or 10-6 at the least, at least getting a wild card slot. Because he's got so many weapons, you know, on offense. He's got, you know, Godwin up front, you know, for a receiver. He's got Evans, you know, he's got some good weapons out there, and he's got a good O-line. So I at least expect to see the Buccaneers in a playoff game next year, probably at least in a wild card, going on the road. Packer-wise, of course, you know, I'm a Packer fan. Obviously, I'm wearing my Boise State gear today because, you know, I just pick up my shirts as they come. But Packer-wise, everything's going fairly well. I think we recontracted Mercedes Lewis, and we're looking at contracting Clay Matthews for a linebacker before the Bears get a hold of him. Because the Rams released him and Todd Gurley. That is a big move. And I do believe that Todd Gurley is going to the Falcons, is what I understand. He's going to Atlanta. So yeah, that's a pretty big moves this offseason. Phillip Rivers has signed a 1-year contract with the Indianapolis Colts. So that's a big shocker for most, you know, Charger fans. Obviously, the big move. Raiders are now in Las Vegas. They're playing in their pretty sweet stadium, which Boise State will. I think they're either away or home for UNLV this year. So either they'll play UNLV in that new stadium, because that's also where UNLV will be playing as well, or they'll play UNLV at Albertson Stadium in Boise. So that is something cool. Other than that, everything's going okay, I guess. I mean, I really don't follow up on college ball that much, but I know NFL is probably my big one. I'm kind of anxious to see how the Pats do this year after, you know, losing Brady, Gronk as well. You know, the season before they lost, you know, Robert Gronkowski, but they still got some good weapons. They got Sonny Michel as running back. They got, you know, a lot, you know, James White, you know, Julian Edelman's still on the team as well. So I mean, they got some pretty good weapons. I forgot who they signed as quarterback, but I know, you know, that's going to be pretty interesting. There's not going to be as much, you know, blowout competition in the AFC East anymore. So expect to see the Bills back in the playoffs probably next year, because Josh Allen put on a good show this season. Too bad he lost, you know, in Houston, because I was really wanting to see what happened with Buffalo. You know, if they went on the road and beat Houston, you know, they would have gone to Kansas City, and they would have played the Chiefs anyways, because the Titans beat the Pats and they went on to play the Ravens, and I was just like, you know, that's pretty interesting, you know. So yeah, so that's kind of an interesting thing. Cowboys, obviously, you know, America's team. Where were they this year? You know, obviously they needed, you know, a Giants win, and they needed to beat Washington. You know, well, they needed to win Washington, which they did. They beat Washington, but Philadelphia was a game ahead of them, and well, they were actually tied record, but Philadelphia beat them earlier in the season, so they get you know, priority. And yeah, so that was pretty interesting, you know, to see that. You know, the 7-9, you know, Eagles hosting, you know, a Seahawks team which had a better record than they did, you know, which is pretty interesting. So, yeah, I mean, other than that, NFL should. I mean, this the 101st season of the NFL should look pretty interesting. Most, so far. Um, another series that will be coming up once this whole COVID-19 stuff goes away is my friends and I are gonna be scratch building a motorized go-kart. So obviously I'll be getting some video of that out at my friend's place in Hammett. So we'll be getting some shots of that and showing you from start to finish, what the project looks like. So yeah. But other than that, everything should be going pretty good. Just keep following me on YouTube. I don't do much on Instagram. I don't do much on Facebook, but I'm gonna try and at least post some stuff on Instagram and Facebook. So make sure to follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Justin Shoplin. Both of those are pretty much the exact same. So I'll be posting pictures and videos on Facebook as well. So some of the stuff that you won't see on YouTube will most likely be on either Instagram or Facebook. So, but mostly Facebook because I don't use Instagram all that much. But yeah. Also, next month, 19th birthday. What are we doing? Mom has already told me. We're going back to the trains here because I'm all over the place in this update video. We're going to be going on a little field trip with the Park Service, following the old Murphy branch line, the old UP to Murphy, from Nampa to Murphy, and that's going to be a pretty fun little trip. That's actually going to be the day after my birthday, on the 16th, which is a Saturday, and of course, one of the big highlights of the old line is that the original bridge over the Snake River is still there, the old truss bridge. So we'll get some video of that. If you are familiar with the rail map here in Idaho, the branch started near the Union Pacific maintenance shops in Nampa, and then it pretty much just ran straight south to Murphy with a few twists and turns, going through a couple little towns out that direction. Through Melba, I know it goes through Melba. I know it used to go through Melba. But other than that, yeah. And I will say this: one Thursday, I'm gonna try my best if I get off, and when I start driving on my own, I'm gonna be taking a trip to Emmett to catch the Idaho Northern and Pacific Railroad local, which only runs once a week on every Thursday. Chasing it to Payette and back, because that's one thing I've always been wanting to catch. Kind of get some video of the old Thunder Mountain Line train and whatnot. So that'll be coming in the near future, and hopefully this summer. I'll try and get some of this done this summer. But other than that, yeah. Well, I'm just gonna say this. Thank y'all for watching. Stay tuned for more. And hopefully, like I said, I'm gonna try and do this every Monday. Trying to give you just a little update on life and work and all that good stuff. So yeah. Thank y'all for watching. PackerFan1287 signing off.